All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 17 of Small Streamer Diaries. Today, I have with me my friend PB of Arcadia. PB, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here. So,
Yes,
PB is formerly Polybius of Arcadia, but now he is Peanut Butter of Arcadia.
sure. I think
Yeah.
it's easier.
Yeah.
Nobody can say plebeius, or
Yeah.
it's just easier.
Yeah. And I'm just kidding about the peanut butter. It's just, PB is, if
Yeah,
anybody was not aware that I was kidding, PB, is short for peanut butter, but PB
right.
is actually short for Polybius. But yeah, when I first met you, I was calling you Polybius. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
am
yeah.
I pronouncing that correctly? And you're like, close enough.
Yeah, most people I don't know, it's kind of weird name. It's a lot to say too. I think PB is a
Yeah.
nice shortened. It
Yeah.
still has the original meaning though behind everything.
Yeah. It's an interesting story, though,
Yeah.
because I asked you what your name meant, and guys, there was a whole explanation behind Polybius of Arcadia.
Yeah,
So
there's a whole video. It's great.
it's a whole video. If you want to know the story, go to one of PB's streams and ask him about it. He'll tell you the
True.
entire story.
I will.
He will. Okay, so if you have not watched the earlier episodes of Small Streamer Diaries, I mean, if you're watching it on YouTube, because they're also available on Spotify, although Spotify has video files now, so I guess it's the same
Oh,
thing as watching it on YouTube.
okay.
Um,
I didn't
so,
know
but
that.
yeah, I just found out about it because I started uploading my podcast to Spotify, and then when I was doing it on Spotify, they were like, "Oh, do you want to upload it as a video file?" And I was like, "Oh, I can do that." Like, yeah, sure.
Wow.
And then it
Okay.
it actually like plays as a video.
That's pretty cool that they added that.
Yeah. So if you guys have not seen the earlier episodes, this format is going to look a little bit different. Instead of having myself and my guest on cameras, I have this nice image that PB put together for me when I first started doing this podcast, because he was my very first guest, and then I forced him on a few more episodes and decided to give him a break. So that's why you haven't seen this graphic in a while. But if it looks different, this is what I use when I record with PB, because he is a faceless channel. He doesn't have a face, so he doesn't use a camera. So we use this
True.
image. True, you have no face.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist.
All right, so PB, since
Okay.
it's been a while since we talked, how are you doing? What are you up to? What are you playing these days?
I'm doing pretty well. Lately I've been playing more Turtle WoW, which has been popping off lately, so I've been happy to ride that wave there, and it's been a lot of fun. So there's been a lot of that, and it's been working, and I think I'm gonna keep continuing for a little while and see how it goes.
Yeah. So I remember you were playing that for a while, and then you stopped playing it, and you were playing all these other different things, and so now you're back to playing it.
Right. Mainly because there's a lot of stuff going on in the game. So, every few months there's going to be a big update. So now it's getting big again. And yeah, that's what I'm going for these days.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what kind of updates have they been doing lately?
They've been adding a whole bunch of new content, like new maps, new quests, stuff like that. It's kind of like
Yeah.
RuneScape Classic, how they do their updates. So everybody's been liking it a whole lot, and the server has like 4,000 people online playing during peak hours now, which is quite a lot. So been happy
Yeah.
to see that.
So if anybody didn't know, because I didn't even know what Turtle WoW was until I saw you playing it, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
So Turtle WoW is like WoW World of Warcraft,
Yeah,
except not.
right, it's a custom version of the old 2004 game, and people have just made their own custom content and kept the game going. So there's like free servers that you could play on, and Turtle WoW is one of them.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun.
So the server is called Turtle?
Well, yeah,
Like, why
it's
is it called Turtle?
World War.
WoW.
Because the guy who made the server likes turtles, I think.
Okay.
That's the official explanation. Yeah,
Okay.
for real.
All right. Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so I guess also I guess the intent is you're supposed to level more slowly and not take a more or like a rushed approach to, finishing the quest.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
more of a relaxed game.
Yeah. Okay. So what else were you playing before Turtle WoW? You went back to Turtle WoW?
All kinds of stuff, really. It's been just a mix of Nintendo games, Splatoon 3, Super Smash Brothers, a lot of Halo 3 lately during the night streams, which have been a lot of fun. Fortnite as well. So we've been doing a lot of those and playing with our viewers,
Yeah.
and this has been a really fun time because Halo 3 is one of my favorite multiplayer games ever. I think it's almost close to perfect, and it's pretty old now. It's like from 2007. So the younger generation is getting to know this new game, at
Yeah.
least in my channel. So it's been pretty fun,
Yeah.
and it still is just as fun as it has been in the 15 years ago.
Oh man, I don't think I ever played that one, but I was never really an Xbox person. Like I always had a Nintendo and PlayStation growing up.
Right.
So I never played much of Halo anyway. Like the only time I would ever play Halo was if I was at a friend's house and they had an Xbox.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
I
don't think I've ever played 3.
Okay. Three's, yeah, I think it's the best one.
Okay.
It's really fun. But
Yeah.
they remade it for Steam and the newer Xbox, so it runs again like it works online and everything.
Okay, cool. Well, I have Steam, so
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, it goes on sale for cheap, and I usually try and tell people like if you want a game that's worth $15, get the Master Chief Collection because that's a perfect party game. It really is. Like you can invite 16 people and do a lot of different party mini games if you wanted to.
Oh,
It's just
nice.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll have to get that then. I'll have to get my friends in on it too because we
Yeah,
need to also play something together because I don't think we haven't played anything since
not since
Crashers. We did that one time of Castle Crashers and then just
yeah,
never played it again.
there was Castle Crashers and oh yeah, the TMNT
Yes.
game was really fun too.
Yeah, that was the first time we played a game together, and then we played
Right.
Castle Crashers with some of my friends, and then I don't know, we just never played anything again.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
Everybody got busy and that's fair.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, sometime in the future could set
yeah,
that up.
sure. Okay, so that is a good segue into the topic today, which is being a variety streamer. So I hear this all the time when I'm looking for streaming and YouTube advice is stick to one game or one
Mhm.
genre. Don't be a variety streamer. Like you can't grow as a variety streamer. But obviously, PB, you have grown as a variety streamer. So I want to interview you about that. I mean, I saw you're at over 3K subs now. And when I met you, you are at literally half of that.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. I actually just had the channel's birthday a few days ago on the 6th.
Oh man, happy
So
birthday.
thank you, thank you. It's been a year since I started streaming again. Before that, I only streamed a little bit sporadically, and I never really made a big deal or anything about it. It was just like, me and my friends streaming for the fun of it, and it
Yeah.
still is for the fun of it. But I actually, went ahead and tried to get more subscribers and stuff. So it's been a crazy journey, and I think being a variety streamer works just as well as finding a niche or,
Yeah.
sticking to one game. There's no real strategy to getting subscribers other than finding out what the algorithm likes and doing more of what it likes so you get more subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, well, I guess everyone has different definitions of success. Like to me, you've been successful as a variety streamer, but like when I look on YouTube or Google, wherever, about how to grow your channel, everyone's like, oh, stick to one game or one genre. And then once you build
Right.
up an audience, then you can start branching out. But I guess it depends on what level of success we want to get to. But
True.
like to me, you've been successful at it. So did you always like start as a variety streamer, or did you start as just one game
Yeah,
or one genre?
I would pretty much just play anything that I would find fun to play, and that could mean retro or newer games or anything really. So yeah, I've always have been a variety streamer. I never really stuck to one thing for like way too long, or just, have a channel about one thing. Whatever's my channel is literally just my life
Yeah.
on YouTube as much as I want to share personally. It's either my cats or my vacations, or just, they're not even crazy vacations or anything. They're just like going to a hotel. Me and my girlfriend just like hanging out at a hotel and just streaming the drive up there, and just walking around the hotel live, just hanging out by the pool. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
People will show up, and as long as you're just showing them something ridiculous, I guess, as long as you're willing to talk to them and chat with them, and just makes jokes, people show up no matter what you're doing. And especially, I think they show up even more if they don't expect what you're about to do.
Oh,
I
very interesting.
Yeah, because if I'm playing a game one day and the next day I'm at this hotel just hanging out by the hot tub, people are just like, wait a minute, what? And they click. It's not the best for views, but it does, something for, it just catches people off guard, and that's what I think is fun to do,
Yeah.
catch people off guard.
Yeah, they want to come in and see what you're doing because it's different
Right.
than what you usually do. So, in fact, you found that it works the opposite way, because the thing I've always heard is you have to have a niche and play one game only or one type of game, and then you can start branching out to different content, because when people subscribe to your channel and they find you playing one game or one genre, they expect to keep seeing that game or that genre. But for you, you found it actually works the opposite way. When they're not expecting something, then they come in.
Yeah, it could work that way. It's all how you frame it, and that goes for a lot of things in life, really, but especially YouTube. I just really don't think there's a formula, because whenever I started streaming, I already had like a template in mind of what I wanted to be subconsciously, based on the streams that I had watched, growing up, ever since it became a thing back on the Justin TV days before Twitch was a thing. So I was watching the speedrun marathons back then, so I knew that people like to see marathon events, they like to see spectacles. And one of the bigger streamers that became, and it still is pretty popular, is Vine Sauce. Those guys over there have been streaming for a long time, and they just do whatever they want, mostly in the way of video games, but they'll do travel videos too. And I still watch pretty much whatever they put out
Yeah.
because they're funny. I just show up because they're entertaining. I don't care what they're doing, and whatever different stuff they are doing, it's all different. And this is like, okay, well, I'll just watch because it's new to me.
Yeah.
It's not just a video game. They're just hanging out in real life. They're actually meeting each other in real life. They're flying from like Sweden to New York City. And it's like, this is really cool to watch. It doesn't have to be a video game.
Yeah. So, okay, so you watch for the people more than the content. I mean, you like the content that they do,
Yeah.
but they could do like anything, and you'd still want to
Right.
watch them because of who they are.
Right, exactly. And I think there's still a lot of viewers out there that think like that. They'd rather go for the people or the streamer and not the game. But
Yeah.
again, on the other side, there's a ton of people who just want to see the game and don't really care, what the streamer has to say. They just want to see maybe a new game came out, and they just want to see what it is. And they just find some random streamer on Twitch or YouTube, and they don't say anything. They don't even make an account.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people like that too. But the people that you want to get, in my opinion, are the people who are just interested in the streamer themselves. And I hate to say themselves, because I usually like to say, when I refer to Polybius of Arcadia or PB Arcadia, I usually say our channel, we're doing this. I try to avoid I statements because it just makes, it feel like a place where you kind of want to go,
Yeah.
because it's not like, me, it's not like my channel. It's everybody who wants to hang out. It's everybody's channel. I'm just the host.
Yeah, so you're including your community and your
Right.
audience. And yeah. It's funny because I make jokes about that on my channel. I say we a lot too, like when I'm streaming. I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
well, let's go over here. Or
Sure.
we'll go do this. And then I'll be like, wait, you guys aren't doing anything. You guys are doing nothing. I'm doing everything.
Right.
Like, I'm the one playing the game. You guys are just sitting there in chat doing nothing. Like,
Right.
I mean, I'll literally say that to them, but I'm just joking, guys. I swear.
That's fair. But yeah, in the terms of the game, I still say like, oh, I'm doing this in the game. But usually on social media or in the community post for YouTube, which is a great thing that I wish YouTube would expand on. I usually say, we're doing this, he's like, come to our stream. So I try to use that terminology because you kind of have to rely on that if you're doing a variety streamer. You can't just post like, new Call of Duty update, be there, and people are going to be there. I can't post like, I'm playing this weird RPG tomorrow, show up.
Yeah.
Not be like, and then I realized that using crazy titles seems to work too, in terms of getting viewers to, click. And I know it's not really like a how to get people to click podcast episode, but I'm just, I've got things in my head that I've been learning in the past few months that I've recently kind of learned. And I've been watching Mr. Beast interviews. I haven't really seen a Mr. Beast video in my life, but he's actually pretty insightful. Has a lot of good advice on just streaming in general.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're just starting out or if you're a variety streamer.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Mr. Beast a lot, and we could probably do like a whole episode on him because he's always the center of somebody's drama.
Yeah,
even though
true.
he's a really good guy.
Yeah, he is. And I mean, everybody knows him. Everybody knows who he is, really.
Yeah.
But not everybody's really seen his videos because, I don't know. I guess I'm just not interested. I'm interested in the way he thinks, though. So that's what I've been doing in the past couple months. I've been kind of like,
I know, I agree. He's definitely doing something correctly.
Yeah.
Else he wouldn't be where he was. Right. No, but it's like, I feel like going back to what you said about, oh, I know this is not really like an episode about titling or growing your streams. That's okay though, because the whole podcast really is about like growing your channel and learning things.
Yes.
So we can go into it a little bit. So what do you mean by crazy titles?
Well, it seems like whatever title you want or whatever video you do, you have to make it big and explosive. Like, this is the best video in the world type energy for your titles. And I've been trying to apply that, and at least for Turtle WoW, at least. And it seems to be working it a little bit. So I'm going to keep doing that. But, I know people say don't use caps a lot, but I've started to use caps, like, uppercase titles, not the entire thing, but just more often, kind of throw in some buzzwords. I don't know. It just depends on which video you're doing, which game you're playing, what event just happened, because you can get clicks that way and views, and, people will show up. So yeah, it's just like big titles, like, I don't know, just big statements, I guess. Yeah,
especially when you're doing variety content and you want the title to stand out to people.
Right, you have to, I think.
Yeah. So did you ever think about not being a variety streamer? Like, have you ever just stopped and said to yourself, I should just stick to one game, or I should just stick to like one type of game? Or were you always just like, I'm just gonna do whatever?
I can't see myself not doing whatever, because it's just like I'm just like a free spirit, because if I get stuck down to one video game, it's gonna drive me crazy. Because I played Turtle WoW a lot for the past, like whenever I played it in the summer, I played it so much that I needed a break. So I know that I can't do that kind of stuff. I have to keep switching it up and playing something different, even if it's not too often, even if it's not like every stream I'm playing something different, but even every couple months I got to switch out and just take a little break. But the closest thing I have come to doing that is possibly creating a second channel for Turtle WoW, but I haven't really committed to that yet because that's a whole lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable. And I'm the same way. I can't play a game for too long. Like I don't think I could ever not be a variety streamer either, because I just get bored playing the same game over and over.
Yeah.
Like there are some Borderlands 2 streamers that have been playing the game literally for 10 years and that's all their channel is about. First of all, I don't even know how you have that much content in your game that people play it for 10 years nonstop, and that's the only thing they ever play. There's a guy, Jolts Dude, and he is a Borderlands streamer. He plays mostly Borderlands 2. I mean, he's played some of the other Borderlands games in the series, but he plays the giant majority of what he plays is just Borderlands 2. And he's done it for 10 years. And his channel, I have no idea. I don't know. Like, and then he says he doesn't even play other games.
Wow,
I'm like,
I
so
couldn't
you've only
do that.
been playing this game for 10 years. I mean, he's doing great at it. I just don't think I could do that.
Yeah, I guess there's a market for it. But yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't think that anybody could stick with one game for that long. Just one game, just one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and Borderlands 2 came out in 2012. So
yeah, I remember that when it came out. Me and my roommates went to get it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but do you think you'd be playing it like today, like 10 years later, if you were continuously playing it?
Continuously, no, but I do like that game a lot, and I would play it again. But just I couldn't stick with it for that long.
Yeah, and he has a giant YouTube channel. I mean, well, to me, it's giant. He has like 700,000 subscribers, which
that's pretty. Yeah,
it's sizable. It's definitely sizable. I mean, it's not that big compared to some of these other channels out here, but it's in a very small minority of channels on YouTube that are that large.
Yeah, that is a niche right there. I mean, more power to him if somebody's got to fill that role.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing awesome. He's a great streamer and a great editor.
Yeah,
I just couldn't do what he's doing. Like I could not play a game for 10 years.
I couldn't either.
And only that game. Like I can't play a game for more than like maybe a month. Right. If I played it nonstop, let's say. So most of the time, if I stick with one game, about a month in is when I start getting bored. I think the only time I can remember not being bored with a game is Persona 5. And I played that game for like 3 months straight before I started getting bored with it. But that's a really long time for me.
Yeah, that is quite a while. I mean, I actually, there, in a way, and whenever I was younger, about 10 years ago, whenever I graduated college, I played EVE Online for about 3 years straight. But I also played Dota too. There was like half and half. I would split up my time between EVE Online and Dota 2 for like 3 years straight. Those were my two go-tos.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the capability, but I got so burnt out of EVE that I have not really. I picked it up since, but I just cannot play for more than a few weeks and just it just makes me feel like, wow.
Yeah.
I already played so much of this. I should probably plus this is a really hard game to get back into.
Yeah. And these days there's so many games out now. I mean, I feel like I'm going to miss something if I only stuck to one game for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, what if I missed a game I really loved?
Yeah, it's that's kind of how it is now. There's so many games coming out in both the indie market and the AAA market that there's no feasible way that I could play them all or even get close
Yeah.
to that. So I've just been sticking to games that just interest me, and lately that just seems to be more retro games. I mean, if I'm playing Turtle WoW, which is 2004, there's something about that game that just keeps me staying with it for that long. But as we were just saying, I just can't play it for too long at a
Yeah.
time. I have to switch something else.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you find that your audience and your community, they like seeing a variety of games, or do you get different people all the time coming in to see the different games that you're playing?
It's hard to say. I mean, some of the viewers that I had getting from like the Sonic streams that I did don't really like me playing games like Turtle WoW because it's so vastly different. But I I don't know if they want to stay, that's cool. I'll still chat with them. But if not, they're there for Sonic. They subscribe to me for Sonic, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
They want me to read their Sonic fan fiction on the chat. So
Okay.
if I'm not playing Sonic, it doesn't make too much sense. And so I just kind of have to get into that mindset where I'd rather have people in my chat that are cool with hanging out with me and just hearing what we have to say, whoever I have on my channel, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just more along the lines of going that way.
Okay. So the people that come back to your streams regularly, they're they're down for the variety content because they're there for you as the streamer.
Right, right. There's definitely been more people that I've noticed show up at just about every stream I come to, or I start. So those are the kind of people that I'm hoping stick around, and I can um, get more views from the algorithm with, so they can,
Yeah.
hopefully they'll like it on my channel, on
So
our
do you
channel.
find that the people that do come back for you as a streamer, do you find that they're also interested in these games that you're playing?
I think for the most part there is an overlap, but it seems to be more of it just depends because I do retro streams. In those retro streams I play Sonic, but that's like a whole different universe. Like if I'm playing a Sonic game, it's because I like the old retro games. I like Sega Genesis. It's not because I'm like this huge Sonic, because it's a kid's character and he's still really popular. So he's just this, kid's mascot with games that happen to be awesome. So um there's an overlap, but it seems like the overlap is better when the audience is older,
Yeah.
because the World of Warcraft audience that I have now generally are around my age, maybe a little bit older, because the game has been around so long. And the version that I play is getting, played by people that are my age. So they understand, references that I make, either pop culture references or movies or TV or music or whatever. They understand that because they're my age and I can relate to them more about that. And that includes video games too. So if I'm playing Halo 3, they kind of know what Halo 3 is because that was big when World of Warcraft was like really big. And both of those games were huge. So there's an overlap there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense too because younger people tend to be obsessive over like one thing. Like if you
Yeah.
notice in kids, like they want to watch the same show and the same movie over and over and over to
Right.
the point where their parents are like, I am so sick of this movie or whatever. Like
Yeah.
like my nieces wanted to watch Frozen like over and over and over and over.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so my brother, he's got a daughter and my sister has a daughter, so both of their nieces were like obsessed with Frozen, and both my brother and my sister were like, I am so tired of Frozen. So it's like the younger people do tend to like obsess over like one thing, and
Right.
then I think like the older that you get, the more varied your interests get as well.
Yeah, and it helps with variety. And I mean, it just helps in general because I'm hoping to get more of an older audience going forward because it's tough. It's tough dealing with with younger. I mean, they're not bad or anything, but they can be sometimes.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. You first of all, yeah, you just don't relate to them, and then they also like say all these things that are like not really appropriate to say, but they don't really know that because they're so young.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I've had like 10-year-olds in my stream,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
say these like crazy things that are like not really appropriate for somebody to say to somebody else, but they're so young that they don't even know.
yeah. I've been there,
And then
with especially with the Sonic streams.
yeah, that leads me to my next question though. So good segue, even though you didn't know it.
Okay.
Do you? Well, the question was, do you try to target an audience? But you've already kind of answered that. So you want to target an older audience. So
Yeah, going forward now, I think I do.
okay. So like, what age range are you looking at?
Um, Honestly, probably like ideally 24 to 35,
Okay.
maybe, but even older, I'm sure there's an overlap even still because I mean, I'm 32 right now, so as I get older, I mean, there's going to be people that are going to want to listen in, I'm sure, that are my age or
Yeah.
even older. So, yeah, so maybe even a wider range, like 20 to 45.
Mm-hmm.
That could sound right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I get people in their like early 20s in my streams, and we get along great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just it depends too because there's teenagers on our streams that come by that are really cool. I mean, they have good manners, they're polite, and they don't obsess over just one game. There's a few teenagers that started playing Halo 3 with us, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, wow, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
just
So
depends.
it's yeah. So I guess what you're saying is it tends to skew older with who you're getting along with,
Right,
but then
exactly.
it's more about like what they're interested in
Yes.
and what they want to see. But I mean, those teenagers are outliers. Like you're not going to find a lot of teenagers that you're going to get along with just because you're not going to like relate to them.
Right. Yeah, it all depends.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far I've stopped playing more of the Sonic games, even though like I played the heck out of them last summer. And I do it just because they're fun. I honestly know what kind of audience that I'll get though if I do stream it for the good or bad,
Yeah.
for better or worse. If you stream Sonic, there's a some kind of audience that comes with it,
Yeah.
younger,
Yeah.
and they just generally want attention in the chat. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
I can't do this
Yeah.
anymore.
So, it was always funny to me that the advice was like, oh, you want to stick to one game or you want to stick to one genre because people will subscribe to you expecting you to keep playing that one game or that one genre. But I mean, like to me, people have all kinds of interests and all different kinds of games they like. Like most people I know are playing all kinds of games, like a variety of different games.
Yeah,
And so
same.
it made sense to me that I was like, well, I'll play a variety of games because that's what most people are into. Like
Right.
that's
Yeah,
what always
exactly.
made sense to me. But then when I heard this advice of like, oh, only stick to one game, only stick to one genre, I was like, what? But aren't
I think
people like, don't people have different interests?
I mean, yeah, that's true, and I agree with that entirely. That's why I do it too. But I think it would be faster if you were to stick with one game per one channel. I think the growth rate would be faster because you are just like building up on one single game on the algorithm, and people will expect, if it's called Turtle Wow channel, they know what to expect. So, I mean, if I subscribe to something like that, I would only expect content from that. So it just depends how you frame your channel. Because like whenever I thought about making a second channel, I just think I can probably snowball on the algorithm, because it does hurt a little bit if you start doing something else. But I guess it just doesn't hurt if you have other types of medium to fill it with, like shorts or something, or
Yeah.
other videos. It just depends on what you want to see in your channel. For do you want more subscribers? Do you want to get monetized faster? I don't know. It's a tricky thing for variety streamers to get
Yeah.
started on, I think. But I think the payoff is better once you go up as a variety streamer. Once you start getting more viewers, people will start coming in for you more, especially more people that join in for the first time, because you become like sort of a personality at that point. It's
Yeah.
not about a game. It's more about a personality.
Yeah. So, do you think that it's easier if you just set the expectations right away? Like if somebody goes to your about section and you put in there like I play all kinds of games, do you think that's easier for somebody to swallow, and when they subscribe to you, they're like, okay, I'm going to see all kinds of content from them or all kinds of games?
That's an interesting question, because my about me page had like, hi, I'm Polybius from Ohio. I'm 30 something and I play these games. But I recently just like took the whole thing down and just put down in Ohio, swag like Ohio, and that's the only thing in my about me page. And I'm still growing, so I don't know. I can't really say, but I just took a gamble. I'm like, I wonder if this makes any difference, and if people relate to that. It's just like if they click about me and it's just like something totally different, this meme, will they subscribe? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how if it helped me or not, but
Yeah.
it was pretty funny.
And I think it also depends on the kind of games that you play, whether or not you're able to be a variety streamer, because like, Turtle Wow, it has so much content in it. You could do a channel on Turtle Wow like forever. But if I play a game, like I just played Stray, which is like a 10-hour game.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't like make a channel about Stray. It's a really short game. It doesn't have that much content in it. So
True, but you could do memes. You could find other people doing memes and make a compilation video. You could do stuff like that externally. But again, I just don't think too many people are interested in smaller games like, single player games. Maybe stuff like Zelda. You could totally be a Breath of the Wild channel for a long time.
yeah.
But shorter single player games, I really don't think.
Or you could do like a series like Zelda. I mean, it has so many games in the series. Like if somebody plays Breath of the Wild, they're probably playing other Zelda games too.
Oh yeah, because they realize it's a great game and you want to see what else there is if they haven't played it before. So yeah, you could totally do game series easily. Games are, it just depends on the game, like whatever's popular. And I hate that, because if you become a single game streamer, and let's say you're playing Valorant, and all of a sudden Valorant just dies, because that's what esports do. They go up for a few years, they're popular for like 2 to 3 years, they become unprofitable, and then it dies. And then what do you have to do? You have to either switch games to another similar game like Counter-Strike or whatever, or you switch to another entirely different game, or become a variety streamer, and you have to lose a lot of subscribers who are showing up for the Valorant, because that's what they subscribe for, and there's no, it's just not popular anymore. So what do you do?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like backing yourself into a corner for one. So I mean, if you're gonna do one game, I would say at least have some other channel with something else.
Yeah.
More evergreen, is like the term evergreen. It's like whatever. It's always going to be like a cat channel. I post my cats all the time, and those always are popular. So
yeah. Yeah, or I saw this video by Stream Scheme, and he explained that, well, he did it on targeting and audience, but it's kind of what we're talking about. So he said, it doesn't have to just be like one game or one series even, but like, let's say, we took Zelda, somebody playing Breath of the Wild, they're probably also playing the other Zelda games. Okay, if they're playing the other Zelda games, they probably like Nintendo. If they like Nintendo, then they probably like the Mario games. And then you just go from there. So like you can pick other Mario game or not. Well, you could pick other Mario games, but I meant to say Nintendo games. So like maybe they're into Pokemon, maybe they're into like whatever's on Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, Nintendo's huge as a genre on YouTube. Our friends over we created another channel. I didn't create it or anything, but we kind of created a collaboration channel called Midtendo. And there's nothing up there yet, but whenever we do stuff live together, we're gonna post it on that channel. So
nice. Midtendo.
That'll be fun. Yeah. So it's just gonna be, I don't even know if it's gonna be all Nintendo content or not, but I guess we'll have to talk about the specifics of it. We kind of just made it.
Yeah.
Just to have our name there for now.
Yeah. Okay, well, you'll have to send me that link and I'll put it in the description.
Yeah. I will.
And I have to subscribe to it too, because this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, it just went up about maybe a week or two ago.
Okay.
And since there's nothing really on it, I haven't promoted it too much other than in my little new sidebar in my stream.
Yeah.
I redesigned my whole OBS last week and that took forever.
Noticed. It's super fancy. You got all these QR codes and stuff now.
Yeah. I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah, it's super fancy. I like it.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about posting IRL content, because not only do you do a variety of games, but you go outside of gaming. Like you were talking about before, you do like travel stuff and you post your cat. And okay, so has that been successful for you?
I think that's been the most driving. Well, for subscriber numbers, yes. Cats, especially, people love cats. Almost every time I post one, it does well, and it's usually like 5 to 10 subscribers. I don't know why or how, but I mean, well, of course, cats are cute, and my cats are cute, so
they are
of course
cute.
The people love them. So, I mean, that gets you numbers. That will get you subscriber numbers, which doesn't always equate to views, really. I guess it just depends how you want to see your subscriber count, because it is a number, and it is a number that people do look at, and it is a number people kind of subconsciously judge by, not in a bad way. It's just like, if you see a bigger number, they're going to be like, oh, okay. I want to subscribe too, I want to be part of that. It's like FOMO, I guess.
Yeah, it is some sort of metric of how valuable your content is to people.
Right. So it's a metric, but it's not always, it doesn't represent how many people show up in your live streams or how many people watch your videos. If you post cat videos and you don't do anything else on cats, but whenever I do post them, people don't unsubscribe. It's wild. I don't know how, but they just stay subscribed if I post a cat video and start playing a video game that's like way completely different. Nothing relating to cats or anything. Mm-hmm. My count really doesn't go down, so I figure it's pretty much a win if I can do this.
Yeah. So do you post shorts of your cats or videos, or do you stream your cats?
Just shorts.
Just shorts. Okay, so maybe it's just people that watch shorts that subscribe, and they're like, oh, I want to see more of these cat shorts.
Yeah, it's definitely,
maybe they like only watch shorts.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the most subscribers are coming from shorts. It shows up in my analytics, but I don't know how YouTube handles it, because they could be seeing another cat short right after they see the most recent one, or they could be seeing a video game short. I'm not sure how YouTube does it. I'd be interested to know, because I do have a lot of cat shorts. I also have a lot of video game shorts. Do they see both, or does the algorithm know what they want to see? So whatever seems to be working, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going with what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't know either. I've never thought about that before, but yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up and see if I can find an answer to that, because I've posted my dog before on my shorts and they've done really well because, like my dog is really cute, and who doesn't love a
Yeah,
cute dog? Who doesn't love cute dogs and cats?
true.
I don't remember, because I posted these a long time ago. I don't remember if I got any subscribers out of those, and they got a lot of views, I remember.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
I stopped posting my dog at all because, I got scared that I was like posting too much content that was not gaming related and it was going to bring down my channel. So I just stopped that completely.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I usually tell people to just use shorts as a total sandbox experimental wasteland. I mean, it seems like whatever you do, it doesn't hurt you too much.
Yeah. No, I was going to start posting more IRL stuff like travel stuff and my dog after I talked to you about this a little bit, and I saw you were posting like all kinds of like IRL stuff. I mean, you post your cats, you post your travel, you post like food.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely like to post all the good food that I see out in the
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. So, do you find that your audience likes to see this IRL stuff?
I think so. I mean, I definitely do.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, not in terms of my channel, but in terms of other people's channels. Yeah, I definitely. And that's just me. I just love watching people travel and document it.
Yeah, and me too. And this also kind of goes back to what I was saying before, is people have varied interests, and like we know that people do lots of different things. Like you and me, we don't just stream video games. Like we both have jobs.
Yeah,
We both have pets. We both like to travel. We both like to try new food. Like
yeah,
everybody likes to do all of those things, really.
yeah. It's just a part of living, really.
Yeah, so it's like, the content creator you're watching has a life, and if you like that content creator, because content creation it's very like personal, like you're talking to them directly through comments and videos and streams, and so you want to get to know them and what they're doing in their lives.
Yeah,
So it always, to me, it was always kind of like, oh, wouldn't want people want to see what I'm doing in other parts of my life? Like, wouldn't they be interested in that?
yeah. I think it's a big win for people to do that, especially if there's shorts to do that. You know, people will watch, and
Yeah.
you'll get a lot more views too. Just a lot
Yeah.
of new views.
And if I say I'm doing something that's not gaming and then I come back, like I was in Hawaii last month for a friend's wedding,
Yeah,
and I told, my people on my channel, I was like, I'm going to Hawaii.
yeah,
I'll stream when I come back. And when I came back, like I had a whole bunch of people come in and were like, oh my God, how was Hawaii? So it's like people do want to know about what's going on in your life.
yeah. Just a natural thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because they care about you. Like they want to know how it went, especially
Right.
like a thing like Hawaii. They're like, oh my God, what'd you do? What did you see? Like, how was the volcano? Because I said I was going to go see a volcano
Oh
that was
yeah.
erupting, which was extremely cool, by the way.
That sounds
Everybody should go
cool.
see it. Yeah. Yeah, it was erupting at the time. I think it stopped erupting now. But I mean, you couldn't get too close to it because, they don't want you to like die. So
Sure.
you have to be really, really far.
Yeah.
So, like, I went to see it at night. And when you see it at night, you can see all the lava coming up, which
Yeah.
is really cool. And then our tour guide had a telescope set up, and you could look through the telescope and you could like see like lava bubbling
Yeah.
up.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think people would love to see something like that.
Oh, really? Do you
Yeah, I
think
mean,
so? Even
oh
though
yeah,
they just come in to watch me play games?
100%.
Huh.
I really do think so.
Okay.
I mean, just in my opinion, because okay, there's a YouTuber. I may have mentioned him on the podcast before if we were talking about IRL. There's just a YouTuber called Brutal Moose, and he started with gaming, doing gaming reviews, and then he switched over to movie reviews, and then he switched over to doing IRL stuff like reviewing arcades and reviewing malls, and he just records wherever he travels. Like he did this long video of where he traveled from like Texas to Seattle and recorded the entire thing. And I've been subscribed since he was doing gaming, and that's what I showed up for. But I thought it was funny, so I always stayed subscribed.
Yeah. Huh.
But
Okay.
nowadays I'm just like, yeah, I watch those videos mainly because I don't get to travel a whole lot outside of Ohio in
Yeah.
general, so I'd like to see the world in somebody else's perspective. But yeah, an erupting volcano in Hawaii, are you kidding me? Like you should post something like a vlog video or something like
Ooh,
that.
okay. See, now I'm getting motivated now. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Okay, I will. All right. So, in terms of your IRL content, what do you find does the best?
In terms of IRL content?
Yeah, like does your cat do the best, or your
Oh yeah.
travel, your food, or whatever else you do?
Cats do the best for sure because they're always around me, and whenever I'm playing, sometimes whenever I'm streaming, I'll just be like, hey guys, I gotta make a cat short, hold on. And then because like my cat is like sleeping in front of my keyboard, so I just make a 5-6 second short of my cat just sleeping. And I post it, and like 20 minutes later it has like 500 views, and I'm like, well, okay, I'll just do this every so often. So yeah, cats for sure. Food I think does the best. Travel has been pretty good too, but that's like the least amount of, I don't get to travel a whole lot, so especially in the winter. This summer though, I'm hoping to do a lot more traveling, either locally or go to a different state or whatever.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so that's going to be whenever the weather's nicer, going to be doing that.
Yeah. And I mean, food is also, something that everybody likes. So it's like, if you find some interesting food, I'm like, why wouldn't people want to know about this? I mean, because like, remember when we started talking about that Korean fried chicken?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you ever found out if there was one of those near you, banchan. But it was like,
I think there is.
Oh, cool. You have to try it if you haven't already.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but that'll be on the list of stuff to do.
Yeah. But see, like, I forgot how we started talking about it. We were talking about food in your stream, though.
I went to a Korean fried donut place that day, and I made a video on it. And I think I was in your stream.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to you about it.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, have you ever had Korean fried chicken? It's really, really good. And like, you would never have found out about this banchan place if we hadn't started talking about stuff like outside of gaming. Right.
So yeah, I mean, everybody likes food.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to try new food, especially looking at food. I mean, it's just like, yeah, if you got a good plate of food, I made breakfast earlier and I was about to post it, but I think I posted breakfast a little too much this month because whenever I make it, I'm like, this looks pretty good. I usually post it on my community tab.
Okay, so what I'm getting out of this is that what you're suggesting is that I post a whole bunch of IRL stuff and just see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't think there's any negative anything.
Okay. But and on my channel, like on my main channel where I do my gaming stuff, I should post it there.
Okay. I would do it there.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do that then.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Sounds like
I will let you know how it goes. But
sure, yeah.
It's
definitely
been working really well
volcano.
It's been working really well for you, it seems.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing and just keep on trucking until, well, I try to set a goal for myself. It's a pretty lofty goal, but I try to set it for 20 or 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
Oh,
I don't know if I'll get that, but it's going to keep me motivated nonetheless.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will keep an eye out on that. Then we'll try to help you get to that 10,000 by the end of the year.
Thank you.
All right, so I am out of questions, surprisingly. Do you have anything else that you would like to talk about?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. Oh, well, actually, yeah, I do. YouTube recently reversed their decision on the profanity thing that they did in November. Did you see that?
Yes.
So big win for YouTube there. That's a rare thing that YouTube ever does, is actually listen to feedback for something like that. So that's good. That is
Yeah.
that's also that they're removing the static, what is it? The static ad banner that shows up on the video on
Yes.
desktop. So
Mhm.
that's good too. So two wins for YouTube in the past couple days. I just wanted to point that one out.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I did hear about the profanity thing and the ad thing, but I haven't looked too much into the ad thing yet. But the profanity thing, they did update their policy where not every like curse word is going to be treated the same, if I understood correctly.
Yeah,
Like there's going to be words that are worse than others.
right. And they actually spelled it out like kind of bluntly on the what was it, inside creator insiders channel.
Yep.
They pretty much said exactly the words you can and can't say. So I found that refreshing. They actually were extremely clear this time around.
Yeah. Yeah. They were very specific. So, like, there's no room for interpretation.
Right.
Yeah.
So good on YouTube for that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Okay. Let me find the tweet. Okay. All curse words are no longer treated the same. Moderate profanity anytime can get the green icon. The green icon? Wait, what
I
does
think
that
that's
mean?
the monetization icon.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, fully monetized.
F-bomb in the first 7 seconds or repeatedly can receive limited ads. Background music with profanity can now get ads. Profanity in the title and thumbnail still can't run ads.
Yeah. So I mean, basically just reverting it back to what it was, I think.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm so happy that didn't take full effect because that was a bad update.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That is a good win. Good win for
Yes.
creators. Especially with gaming, sometimes you just like can't help swearing.
Yeah. But it's fine. I mean, as long as this oh yeah, and Susan, I don't remember how to say her last name. Susan W
Yeah.
leaving YouTube, and
Wojcicki?
Wojcicki, something like that.
Yeah.
She's gone now, I think now, but
Yes.
we'll see what happens in the future with this new guy. Hopefully these two policy changes are maybe his doing. I don't know. I can't say anything, but maybe we'll hear about more of that in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he had anything to do with it. So yes, Susan Wojcicki, I think is how you pronounce her last name, the CEO of YouTube. She stepped down very recently, like I don't know, a couple weeks ago maybe, or a week ago. It was super recent, and she was replaced by Neil Mohan. Not sure how to pronounce his last name either. Neil
that
M.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Neil M.
Yeah, Neil M. And he worked at YouTube for a long time. He was like the director of products or something like that. Product management, something like that. But he was working at YouTube for a really long time alongside Susan. So he knows YouTube really well.
Yeah, hopefully it won't get worse is all. But
yeah.
I mean it's getting better, but we'll see with the new change.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. Maybe we'll do another episode about YouTube news.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. So, PB, this is your chance to plug anything you'd like to plug, whatever you're going to be playing in the upcoming week, because this will probably be posted. So we are recording right now. This is Thursday night, so this will probably be out tomorrow, Friday, like in the morning or afternoon sometime. So whatever you want to plug for the following week or whatever you have upcoming, what do you want people to check out on your channel?
Let's see. Just type in PB Arcadia and see for yourself. It's a real mystery box.
Oh boy, the clickbait.
Right. Yeah, the clickbait, exactly.
Well, I will have PB's links in the description. Please go check him out. He's a friend of mine, extremely supportive. And I don't even know how you found my channel, but like one day you just came into my stream and started talking, and we just like became friends.
Yeah. I think it was Twitter.
Twitter, yeah.
Twitter bot reposting links. I was just going through a bunch.
Yeah. Well, PB and I are going to have to set up a co-stream where we play something together because we haven't played anything in the longest time. So watch out for that. And please go check out all of his links below. Thank you so much for listening. As a reminder, this is also available on Spotify if you're watching on YouTube, but if you're listening on Spotify, it's also on YouTube. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. PB, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
See you
for
guys
having
in
me
the
on.
next episode. Bye.